Now that we have the block and everything leveled, we've got our probed, we've got everything lined with the crank. So now we're moving on to the bore. So on the cylinders, these things are not straight from the factory. One cylinder will be off this way, one cylinder will be off like back and forth. They won't be directly straight in line. So we don't like that. We want to make them straight in line. So what it's doing here is it's finding the center of every single one of those holes. And then we have a really cool tool. Up in here, we've got this blueprint button. That tells us where those holes, the center of each one of those bores should be, so that we can compare these, where this block is actually at, to those numbers and put those bores right in the exact location. The machine's ready to rock and roll. We've got our blueprints figured out and we've got them inputted into the machine. So now we're gonna go ahead and send 20 thousandths through this. Well, not quite 20, we're gonna do a roughing pass in and make sure that it cleans up all the rust that's left in the cylinder and cleans up all the scarring and stuff from whatever happened. If it works good there, then we'll send it through the block. But we might have to make some adjustments on what it does on this first cylinder. You can see it scatters like I don't know if you saw the pile. I mean, I'm really impressed.
So what did you say? It was 20 thousandths that it did?
So we have bored this over 15 thousandths over.
15 thousandths.
Because our pistons are going to be 20 thousandths oversized.
Oh, okay.
And we need to leave at least 5 thousandths, which I think he said he left
for
7.
rings?
No.
For what?
To hone.
To hone.
We have to have at least 7 thousandths to get to base metal. America block.
America.
USA block. But this America block, Scott's dumpster dyno find.
Yeah, D2D.
So far is amazing. The worst we're saving for last, which is the deck. Usually we're gonna have to deck a lot off of it, but you never know, it could surprise us. But it bored over 20 thousandths and there's no rust, there's no etching, it took everything out. It looks one of the best I've seen.
Yep. One of the best.
One of the best I've seen, to be honest, really. So now we're ready to switch over to our fly cutter and we're gonna come in and surface the top of this deck. So this is really gonna show us what this deck's all about.
Okay.
We're gonna make this deck parallel now with what?
That rod.
The crankshaft, right?
The crankshaft.
It's the rod in there, but
yeah,
it's the crankshaft. So we're about to do that. So watch as we make this deck, the top of this block, parallel with the crank.